I'll be starting my presentation about sanitary landfills. We'll talk about solid waste management, and one of its method is landfill. Apart from that, we have methods like composting, burning, or incineration and recycling. But today we'll be mainly focusing on landfilling. So the first question is, what is landfilling? So landfilling is an engineered pit in which layers of solid waste are filled, compacted and covered for final disposal. And it's one of the most historical methods of waste disposal, and it remains so till date. Work on landfilling site begins after site passes strict legal, environmental and engineering tests. Dumping of solid waste is done with layers of 1 to 2 meters of waste. Then that layer is covered with a layer of soil about 20 centimeters thickness. Here we see two pictures. One of them states the different types of landfills, and another is just an animated picture of functional landfills. Next comes the types of modern landfills. First type is municipal solid waste landfills, which is the most common one, where we dispose all household waste and different types of domestic waste. Then comes the industrial waste landfills. These landfills dispose commercial and institutional waste. And next comes the hazardous waste landfills or secure landfills. These usually dispose all the harmful waste coming from different factories, for example nuclear waste and all. And next comes monofills, which constitute mainly combustion ashes, asbestos and other similar waste. Then comes bioreactor landfills, which rapidly degrade biodegradable fractions of waste. And then comes the construction and demolition landfills, where we store the residues of construction areas like cement and all those things. Then is the mechanical biological pre-treatment landfills, usually used in Europe. Then comes the green waste landfills, which is used for green waste and composting basically. Next are in the next slide we see few pictures of the different landfills that we discussed in the previous slides, such as sanitary landfills, municipal solid landfills. This is a construction demolition landfill, and this is an industrial waste landfill. Now we'll be discussing the basic parts of landfills. There are different parts. Apart from these mentioned here, there are many parts, but these are the main ones. The first one is bottom liner system. What is a bottom liner system? It's basically, it separates the trash that is found in landfills and the leachate water from the landfills and the groundwater. So in this slide we can see this layer is the bottom liner landfill. Next is cells. Cells is basically the place where all the trash is stored. There are old and new cells, and then comes the storm water drainage system. So in this slide we'll see there is a specific drainage system located near landfills that will take all the precipitation from the atmosphere and stop the water from getting into the landfills and making the decomposing process in the landfill to stop it from further decomposition. Next is the leachate collection system. Here the water from the waste, the waste is decomposing constantly, and water is released from the trash. So that water is collected and stored in these leachate treatment plants. This water is collected because we don't want the groundwater to get polluted. So to stop that, the leachate water is collected. Next is the methane collection gas. So waste is constantly decomposing, and methane gas is also produced from that. So we also collect that gas and use it, reuse it for as a fuel. Next is the covering or cap on landfills. This is used so that the landfill is not an open dump and it's a closed and sanitary landfill. So these are all the basic parts of a landfill. Next comes public environmental and health concerns. So landfill brings about many concerns with it. So we'll be discussing few of the concerns that we face. It is important to minimize contamination from landfills to the surrounding environment. Hydrology and geology of the site has a direct influence on the possibility of water pollution in landfills, so we have to be careful about that. Landfills should not be located in low-lying wetlands areas like marshes, swamps, as the wastewater should not come in contact with the groundwater. It's a major concern that we have to stop pollution of groundwater in landfill sites. Next is, it should not be located in floodplains or streams or places near a river. It should be at a minimum distance of 60 meters from any lake and pond. Vertical separation of 1.5 meters between the base of landfills and seasonally high groundwater table elevation should be present in landfill areas. It should not be located in unstable areas, or if it is present, it must be designed to resist such forces such as seismic waves. So in areas prone to earthquakes, we have to be careful how we engineer that landfill area. Next is, what happens when a landfill is completely filled. So after it has reached a certain elevation, what happens then? When a section of landfill is finished, it is covered permanently with a polyethylene cap. The cap is then covered with a 2 feet layer of compacted soil. The soil is then planted with vegetation to prevent erosion of soil or rainfall and wind. So landfill areas can be very environmental friendly if we manage them nicely. So through this, we can have poor areas being rejuvenated into green spots. Next is the advantages of landfill. So landfills are effective, sanitary, economical alternative of solid waste disposal method if managed well. Incineration is a costly process, so landfills are really a good alternative because the residue that is being incinerated is usually disposed of in landfills. In addition to provide an option of waste management, it also serves to improve reclaim poor quality land. It raises the ground elevation, surface grade of the site. Completed landfills have been converted into municipal parks, playgrounds, golf courses, community land use projects. Energy production and fast degradation if designed as a bioreactor landfill. Other disposal methods are not entirely safe and efficient throughout the year. So landfill is a good alternative for solid waste disposal. Next are the few of the disadvantages of landfills. Fills up quickly if waste is not reduced, reusable waste is not collected separately and recycled. So since waste is a major concern to us nowadays, we need to reduce and reuse it and produce less waste, because otherwise we'll be filling up the landfills very fast. A reasonable large area is required, and high costs of high-tech landfills, odor problem and greenhouse gas emission is found in landfill sites. Risk of groundwater contamination is not sealed correctly, or the liner system is damaged. So groundwater contamination is a major concern, so we need to seal off the liners in landfills carefully. If not managed well, there is a risk of landfill degenerating into an open dump. Once the landfill site is shut, O&M monitoring must continue for the following 50 to 10 years, 100 years. So soon after landfills are filled up, we need to keep them in observation for 50 to 100 years. Otherwise, they will degenerate into open dumps. So the maintenance is a major factor in when it comes to landfill areas. Thank you. I'll be ending off my presentation.